Hey, healing homies, let's see what the collective message is for you guys for today. So many of you guys right now could be dealing with spiritual lessons, or you are embracing your spirituality more, or you could even be questioning your spirituality and the spiritual lessons that you are going through. Spirit wants to remind you to have fun. Just like how you have fun with regular life, when it comes to your spiritual lessons, when it comes to, you learning new things and being on a new adventure of learning thyself, make it fun, okay? Everything doesn't have to be dreadful, and yes, healing can be painful, but also have fun with it as well. And that's how you move forward from spiritual lessons. If you were wondering how you move forward after going through a hard spiritual lesson or even a good spiritual lesson, you continue to have fun. It's the frequency that you're on that you need to pay attention to, because you could have a terrible thing happen to you, right? And it was to teach you a lesson, right? A hard lesson. But how you get out of that energy is having fun, being back in that childlike state of mind where, when you think about children, yeah, they get sad, but they're only sad for like 5 minutes and then they're over it, right? Adults teach children how to stay and dwell and, hold on to energy that no longer serves them, that they're no longer experiencing, right? But when you look at children, they feel the feelings and they let it go. And that's something that Spirit wants you to learn as a spiritual lesson on moving forward in life, okay? You feel the feelings, you felt them, you understand why you felt those feelings, and now it's time for change, okay? And that's where the drastic change comes in with you, with learning about yourself. You learn about what you like, what you don't like, what makes you feel good, what doesn't make you feel good, and you stick around energies that make you feel good. You don't stick around energies that make you feel smaller than or less than or unfortunate or not worthy of, okay? So when it comes to your spirituality, when it comes to your spiritual lessons, continue to push forward with childlike energy. 2, 3, 4 on the timer as I say that, because that's what's going to allow you to go through the changes a lot easier, okay? Just like when you think about children. Because what we're healing, honestly, is our inner child, our adolescent selves, our young adult selves, our younger versions of ourselves that weren't protected. And that's what we're changing and healing at this moment in time. So continue to look at childlike energy. Children do not hold on and dwell on to energy. They go with the flow of it. They surrender to spirit. They don't know when they're going to get their next meal, right? But they believe that they will have it. Spirit will provide it, or their parent will provide it for them, right? And unfortunately, some of us didn't have that, right? Where we could count on our parents. But because you are your parent now, you can count on yourself to make sure you do good, that you make sure you eat, that you make sure you're healthy, that you make sure you work out, that you make sure you sit there and pay attention to the things that are around you. So the only person that you can blame now that you're an adult, that you're not protecting your inner child, is you. So this is where accountability comes into play as well. Now, let's see what else. Okay. Now, some of you are ending a karmic cycle. And when I say karmic could be good or bad, right? It's the energy of you leaving one phase of your life and going into another phase of your life. For some of you, that phase is motherhood. Especially if you've been thinking about that, you may be going into the next phase of motherhood. You've been through the teenage phase, you've been through the wilding out phase, the college phase, the phase of dating multiple people, settling down. You finally found your person. Now you're on your verge of going, your next cycle will be becoming a parent, okay? For some of you guys. For others of you, this is you. Congratulations, you probably are 9 months or you are about to give birth, and it's congratulations from me to you. You are wondering how bright your child is going to be. Your child is going to be as bright as you expose them to things. Your children learn from you. Your children learn from the people you surround your children with. So you have to be very cautious about who you allow in this your child's sacred space, because they're going to pick up their good habits, their bad habits. They're going to pick up their mannerisms as well. Okay? And this is coming from someone that was in childcare for over 15 years. My daycare babies literally triggered me into healing because they showed me how much they paid attention to me. And it was just as little as me saying, oh my goodness, and a parent coming in saying, who says, oh my goodness, all the time? And I had to realize, like, wow, they learned that mannerism from me. Thank goodness it wasn't a bad word, right? I had one of my daycare babies make me realize that I like to walk around barefoot. And I used to tell her all the time to put your slippers on, put your socks on. And she was like, well, Miss K, you don't have yours on. And then that light bulb went off in my head. And I was like, oh, wow, like she's paying attention to me. So what did I do? I said, baby, go get Miss K's slippers. And I made sure I kept my slippers on. And I never had to repeat myself to her again about keeping hers on. Right? So you have to be mindful of the things that you do and you say around your children and what others do and say around your kids as well. For others of you, this could literally be you just thinking about, like, 9 years ago, I was pregnant. My baby is growing up now. I can't believe this. For others of you, you're just happy right now. Okay, you're in a space of bliss. You're in a space of, these changes that are happening are necessary. These changes that are happening are making me feel good and better. These changes that are happening are bringing new creative ideas for me to change and implement into my life. For some of you, you really quantum leaped as well, is what I'm hearing. Some of you went from a spiritual lesson and it's like you skipped having to go through another lesson and you went to, like, this last lesson for a little while. Like, Spirit's about to give you a break, 7-Eleven on the time as I say this, for you to really just enjoy life after going through a sugar honey iced tea storm. Okay? Is there anything else, Spirit? Happy birthday to one of your kids, because I just saw, like, someone having a birthday. For some of you guys, like I said, you did go through a negative spiritual lesson, and it could have been heartbreaking. But the thing is, why you went through that was to teach yourself self-respect, to not allow yourself to get to that point ever again in life, to learn to have boundaries, learn to see people for exactly who they are. If the person doesn't have a diaper on, you can't change them. You can only change a person with a diaper. Okay. For others of you, you're finally glad that you let go of something that really had a negative hold on you, and you didn't realize how bad it had a hold on you until you probably encountered a divine feminine or a divine masculine that showed you differently. Okay. And sometimes you got to go through hell to get to heaven, because that's how you learn to appreciate the good in your life and you realize what's bad in your life. For some of you, you had to be single. For some of you, you could be finding out that you're a month pregnant. For others of you, I feel like you may have had to learn a harsh lesson when it came to money, and you are finally starting over, and Spirit's allowing you to obtain more money. So you have to learn how to manage that money that you have so that you can obtain more money. And I feel like that was a transformation that was blocking a lot of your blessings. You were probably entertaining all the wrong things, spending your money on all the wrong things. And you even had your ancestors here trying to help you, trying to guide you. Like, listen, don't spend money on things that you really don't need. Only spend the money that you need, and take your money that you was about to spend on some BS and invest it into something that's going to grow more money for you. But with that said, that was your intuitive What's the 411 reading.